Hello everybody, my name is Corgi. We're going to be talking about 1.18 today. Keep in mind, this is still an experimental snapshot, so there are bugs, there are issues, there are things wrong with it. Minecraft knows this, Mojang knows this. They are working on it to the best of their abilities, and they say the most stable snapshot they're going to release is going to be released this year in September. So keep an eye for that. Before we take a look at what's new and what's different, we're going to take a look at how to download and install 1.18 Part 2. It's pretty simple. First, you're going to want to go into the description here. In the description, there is a links section. In the links section, click the first link. It'll bring you to this page here, which is on Minecraft.net. In the Minecraft.net, on this webpage, they talk about the new 1.18 snapshot that they released, and they're saying that they replaced the first snapshot that they released with the second one right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down until you find how do I get the experimental snapshot, which underneath it tells you exactly how you're going to install it into your Minecraft folder, but I'm also going to show you. So firstly, you're going to click this link which downloads the zip file, which if you have 7-zip or anything that opens a zip folder, you should be fine and it'll automatically open it for you. If not, it'll be in your downloads folder and you just have to open up the zip folder to find this 1.18. Okay, so you have the file now. Where does it go? You're going to go down into your search bar here. You're going to do the old classic %appdata%, which just opens up your application data folder, which your Minecraft folder is in. Click that first thing there, and it'll open up this. Cool. You're in your roaming folder now. Conveniently, Minecraft is placed directly at the top, unless you have something else above that, but Minecraft is usually at the top. Open your Minecraft folder, scroll down until you find your versions folder. Everyone's going to have this no matter what. Open it, and in here you'll see a bunch of different folders with a bunch of different versions. Just ignore those. What you want to do is you take your 1.18 experimental snapshot that you downloaded, not the zip file, but the folder that's inside the zip file. You want to drag it over into your versions folder, and then you drop. This won't show up for you because I already have it in here, but if it does, just replace the file in the destination. Great! It's in your Minecraft folder. Now what do you do? So once it's in your Minecraft folder, open up your Minecraft launcher like this. By the way, if I didn't mention it before, I'm mentioning it now. This is only Java edition. This is not Bedrock edition. So once you're in your Minecraft launcher, go up to Installations tab. Click it. So once you're on this page, this won't be here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure Snapshots and Modded is checked. I'm pretty sure it's just Modded, but just have both just in case. And you're going to go into New Installation. Once you're in new installation, go into where it says version, drop down box, click it, and scroll down. It's going to be a little bit until you find pending 1.18 experimental snapshot 2. Click that, and then you should be good to just create. Now, once you have it created and all set up, you will be able to see it in this page here, which you can go and click play, or you can go over here onto the play tab, find it in your drop up menu, I guess. And it should also be on there. And then you can just hit play. One last thing before you get into a world, make sure that you don't start this on any world you have. I don't think it'll even let you start since they are incompatible versions. So you're going to want to have to create a new world. And if you played this world on the first snapshot of 1.18, you're still going to have to create a new world. Just because there's a lot of issues that were fixed in between the two versions, it could be super buggy. Congratulations! You made it into your first 1.18 world! I'm going to talk about all the changes that happened. In the older version of 1.18, biomes didn't really blend together that well. There were a bunch of fragmented pieces and microbiomes scattered along everywhere, in between other biomes and mixed in with other biomes. It just didn't look right. So now biome placement is smoother, and it's less noisy, there's fewer microbiomes, and there's less fragmentation. So they all just blend together more nicely than they used to. Clouds have changed. They've been raised. They were originally at 128 for the Y level. Now they've been Now they've been raised all the way up to 192, which kind of makes sense with the new mountain peak height, which we'll get to. You'll notice beaches are more beachier. They've changed beaches to actually look like beaches. They have a lot more sand on them. These are actually beaches and not a desert biome. So they've extended beaches back a ways back. So they aren't just like 5 blocks in. They're more like, I don't know, what is that, 30? Beaches are huge. A lot more sand. I like it. Some cave changes for you. Mega cave entrances have been toned down a little bit, so you're going to find a little bit less major cave entrances on the surface, mainly because players were able to go down into diamond levels super fast and super quickly. They wanted to help combat that, which also leads on to our next point. They made it so that major cave entrances are less likely to lead straight to deep slate, which shows just like this cave behind me. It goes in pretty deep, but doesn't really reach down to the level that you're kind of hoping for. So mega cave entrances have been toned down, and the way to deep slate has been toned down a little bit, but it hasn't been toned down too much, so you're still going to be able to find mega cave entrances that will lead all the way down to deep slate, just like this one. Cheese caves have been made smaller, even though they could still be huge. They have decreased the amount and size of them, only slightly. Copper and iron veins have gotten a little bit more variation to them. Some of them will include a larger vein that's more scattered out, so they're a little bit more easy to see when you're trying to mine for resources in the caves. The meadow biome now doesn't produce orchids. You can only find orchids in the swamp biomes, because apparently the swamp biomes are super sad that they didn't have the orchids to themselves, so they were super selfish and kept them all to themselves. So no more orchids in the meadow. But now meadows will have the chance to have a birch tree spawn with usually a beehive. Meadows will now spawn sheep, as well as more rabbits and less donkeys. So like I said, orchids can only be now found in the swamp, since swamps are jealous. And they also fixed the generation of swamps, so they actually fit into the world better. They generate properly. Sand and gravel have both been changed. So before, during generation, sand blocks could be generated over an air block so that when you touch them or updated them, they would fall. But now, in the new update, they changed it so that if the sand block would be over an air block, there's now a sandstone block under it instead. Same goes for gravel with stone. Some players were saying that there were too many or too little flat areas in the world, so now there's some more flat areas around. It's a very rare chance, but sometimes biomes will get overzealous and generate these giant peaks that can range from somewhere between 220 to 260 Y, which kind of just makes it look like an amplified world, or at least like stolen chunk from an amplified world. It's super crazy. But if you can find any that are similar to this one, or any taller in your world, please let me know, because like this took maybe almost an hour to find, and I was in spectator. They fixed the spawning from spawners. It used to be that spawners won't spawn anything over a light level of 1, pretty much. Like it had to be super dark, but they fixed it so that it could spawn anything in a light level of 11 or less. So whenever you're clearing out a spawner, make sure that the area around the spawner is more than light level 11. So you might have to place more torches around, just as a precautionary rule of thumb. Another cool thing that's changed about spawner blocks, which will help out map makers, spawner blocks now have tags that you can change. So if we go to the data, we can see that it has a block light limit of 11. So 11 and under, things can spawn. Over, they will not spawn. But now you can change this with tags, so you can change it to be 12 or 13 or 2 or 15. Doesn't matter. So that really benefits map builders and makers, so they can place spawners wherever they want and have it spawn whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want. It's just more variation. 2 missing biomes have also been added. First one is the ice spikes, which is right behind me, as well as the eroded badlands. These 2 biomes weren't in the original, but now they are. But Corgi, what about the issues? We'll get into that. Don't worry about it. Low performance. Obviously, this is going to have low performance. They haven't optimized it yet. If you have a potato computer, I would not recommend. There is a lot, and they have not fixed it to where it runs smoothly. Oh, 2 villages. Neat. Now, they say that the nether terrain is messed up, though it still looks like typical nether terrain. I suppose if you do go venturing to the nether, just be wary, just be careful, just in case. But from as far as I can tell, it doesn't look too bad. And if you're planning to go to the end, killing dragon might be a little bit more easy than it used to be. Because once going to the end, you'll notice there aren't any pillars. Pillars don't spawn. Which is a known issue that they are working on and fixing. Now, the only way to get the pillars to actually respawn, if you want them, you're going to have to respawn the dragon, which includes killing it. So you're going to have to kill the dragon in order to get the dragon pillars back, to respawn the dragon, and possibly kill the dragon again. So in order to do that, it's pretty simple. you go to the fountain that you found, of the fountain of life, I suppose. You're going to want to have 4 end crystals. Place them on all 4 sides of this here Dewey. And it'll start up this little neat animation. And then just wait a little bit, and soon it'll start spawning in all the towers again. And after all the towers are spawned in, it'll then spawn in the dragon. And you get to fight it again. But now the towers are here, so that works. So with that, everyone, that pretty much covers all the new things and issues with the new 1.18 second snapshot. I hope it was a little bit informative to you and helped you out a little bit. If it was, feel free to hit the like button on the video. If you'd like to see more content like this or just Minecraft Let's Plays, feel free to subscribe or check out my Twitch. I usually play there and work on my survival world. It's pretty sick. If you have any suggestions or anything you're super excited about 1.18 wise, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And with that, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Oops, there goes the door. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!